Hello everyone, Dakota here from Black Blaze Gaming. This is a bit of a darker video, a bit of a sadder video than I usually do. But this is something that's very close to my heart and I wanted to talk about it with you guys a little bit more in depth. So anybody who's ever been in public schools or been a kid in general really can agree that bullying is wrong. And it shouldn't be something that anyone ever does, because there's really no reason to just try and ruin someone's day. But and we all know abuse. Abuse is very, very common and much more common than it should be. Domestic violence is a huge problem, and luckily people like my mother are working in social services organizations to help end domestic violence and abuse. But there's another type of abuse than just physical, and a lot of people know about emotional and psychological abuse, but there's one other type that people just don't really think about or even necessarily know about, and that's neglect, ignoring someone, giving them the cold shoulder. And it sounds crazy, really, but it is one of the most painful forms of abuse that I can think of. I think it's done more damage to my life than any other form of abuse that I've experienced. And I wanted to talk about it because it is something that's very important that people understand that you know, your own mental health, your own well-being, as well as that of others, is often more important than like even physical well-being. There's something like, I mean, you can be in perfect physical health, but unable to function as a human, as a person, just because of emotional pain. And some people will call you a wuss or a pansy for it. And I mean, obviously, there's something to be said about being thick-skinned and being strong psychologically, so that you're not easily offended and being hurt by every word someone says. But there are parts of life where you have to draw the line, where somebody you care about is treating you poorly, and it needs to stop. Now, it's been very hard the past year or so. I mentioned this. This is in one of the Illusion of Gaia episodes that I recorded. I talked about this a little bit, but basically, one of my best friends, probably the best friend I've ever had, constantly ignores me and won't talk to me. And my girlfriend also has a couple of really close friends that will plan to meet up with her and then stop talking to her and never meet up with her and keep her waiting, and then and just it's a form of manipulation. It's a form of abuse. It's one of the worst things you can do. And I mean, there's been plenty of studies that have used MRIs to check on the human brain to see how it functions, how it handles social anguish as well as neglect, and they actually it shares a major sensory component with physical injury, with the same centers of the brain that react to physical pain are reacting to social anxiety as well, social anguish, I should say, as well. Anxiety is a bit of a different story. And so I wanted to talk about this and ask everybody who watches this to remember that everyone needs to know why. We are beings of curiosity and who strive to understand the world around us, and that's one of the primary reasons as to why we've advanced as a civilization, is because of our ability to understand the world and in further our understanding. And if someone doesn't understand why you're not talking to them, or why you're mad at them, or whatever, tell them. You need to tell them. Your social anguish, your pain, if you're angry, if you're upset about something and you're unwilling to talk about it, or hell, you had planned to meet with somebody and then you realize, shit, I just don't want to. I shouldn't have planned to do this, whatever the reason. You need to tell that person why. Because if you just ignore them and avoid the problem, you're making it worse. Your own anguish is not even half what they feel. You might feel ashamed for not speaking to them or not showing up, but you have no idea what they're going through because they can't get in touch with you. So many questions go through my head whenever I get ignored. Is like, what did I do? It always first starts with me. What did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? Why won't they talk to me? Am I scary? Am I annoying? What is it? I have no idea. I like, until I'm told, I have no clue. And to this day, anybody who's ignored me has never told me why. And that's wrong in every way. And a lot of people say, oh, you need to ignore this person to make them want you more. There's a common phrase, absence makes the heart grow fonder. But only if you're still talking. Social connections are essential to our species and have been since we first started hunting and gathering in groups. It's one of the things that goes back to when we're fucking cavemen. We need social connections to survive. And I don't know how evolution is going to work for humans. Nobody really does. But as it stands right now, in this moment, it matters. Social connections matter. Talk to people. Be honest with them. Never ignore someone. Never ignore someone. And there's even a lot of talk about the way homeless people are treated. I know I've been there. It's annoying to have people asking you for change everywhere you go. You're just trying to go and get yourself something from the convenience store, or you're just walking to work or to school or whatever, and then you get stopped 3 times by people asking you for money. But don't ignore them. That is only going to deteriorate their mental condition. And saying no is hard. Letting someone down is hard. But it's way easier than hurting them by not talking to them. So please, the next time you're having trouble dealing with an issue, talk to the person you're having an issue with. Be honest with them. Be upfront. And if you're not sure why you're having an issue, at least tell them that. It's better than them not understanding anything about the situation, because they can't change it, they can't help you, they can't fix you, and fix the problem. Not that anyone needs to be fixed, but they can't fix the problem unless you tell them that there is one, or what the problem is. So I'm sorry to make this very sad video, but it is something that, like I said, is very close to my heart and very important to me, and it's something that could be hurting a lot more people than they realize. So please, don't ignore anyone. Just be honest. Keep the communication open. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dakota the Douchebag from Black Blaze Gaming. Have a good day.